Pobuda tujih kulturnih inštitutov v Ljubljani, da dan Evrope pri nas praznujemo tudi z literarnim sprehodom, je lepa in jo seveda veselo pozdravljam. Sprehod prinaša branje besedil, evropskih avtorjev in avtoric, berejo vodje kulturnih inštitutov pri nas in predstavnika Evropske komisije v Sloveniji in potekal v različnih jezikih sodelujočih. Letos so izbrali in berejo poezijo. Naj svet literarne Evrope ostane svet svobodnega izražanja in naj bo v njem še naprej prostor za prevpraševanje samoumevnosti vseh vrst. Lep sprehod vam želim in številna dobra branja.
Moje ime je Zoran Stančič in to pesem sem izbral zaradi tega, ker nam pove, da izhod iz vsega skupaj obstaja in to je ljubezen. Ljubezen se vedno dogaja v polsnu.
Zato zaljubljenci priprejo oči, ko se ozrejo.
Tisti drobni gib, neopazno povabilo v najlepšo in najbolj varovano sobano sveta.
V kateri so vsi pomeni spremenjeni, za tista dva, ki drug za drugega pripreta oči in se povabita v polsen.
Zato ljubezni nemoteno rastejo sredi najhujših vojen, trgovinske kriz in norosti, ker en sam droben gib vse spremeni.
Ta neopazna, skrita čarovnija, brez katere ne bi bilo nadaljevanja sveta, niti upanja za angele, da poselijo druge planete ali zvezde.
Zaradi te čarovnije celo na Kitajskem ni prave gneče, ker en sam droben gib razširi skrito jaso v neskončno stepo.
In je po steblu že ene same rože mogoče splezati vse do neskončnega neba.
Hello. I welcome you warmly on behalf of the Austrian Kulturforum Ljubljana. My name is Andres Pavlicek and I'm the head of the Cultural Forum. On the occasion of the EUNIC Literary Walk in Europe, I would like to introduce you to the poet, writer and translator Hans Karl Artmann, or H.C. Artmann. H.C. Artmann would have been 100 years old next year. This year marks the 20th anniversary of the death of the poet, who had an extraordinary sense of language. In cooperation with the Department of German Studies of the Philosophical Faculty of the University of Ljubljana and the International H.C. Artmann Society, the Austrian Cultural Forum on 12th October is therefore organizing a day dedicated to the poetry of Artmann's extensive lyrical work, making it even better known in Slovenia. The poem I have chosen certainly reflects somewhat the current situation caused by the corona pandemic. Although I have to admit that I choose the lines mainly because of their writing in Viennese dialect, which is very creative, flowery and inventive, but often difficult to understand for people not born in Vienna. Having been brought up with standard German, or Hochdeutsch as we say, from an early age I find the Viennese dialect a little bit difficult to read, and so please, eventually forgive me for any hiccup. Nach einer Sintflut. Nach einer Sintflut sind wir allerweil, die Fensterbritteln verfüllt. Kein Vogel singt mehr in die Baum, und die Käfer schwimmen in die Locken mit dem Bauch in der Höhe. Wenn's dann Baum beidelst, fallen die Tropfen am Hut, und in die Kino drin riecht's nach Hai und Walfisch, die was in alle Reihen gesessen sind. Nach einer Sintflut sind allerweil die Fensterbritteln verfüllt. Aber wir sind alle da soffen und können's nimmer mehr sehen, wie die ganzen Käfer so feckert daher schwimmen. Wir können's nimmer gspieren, wie uns die abbeidelten Tropfen von de Baum auf den Hut treffen. Uns geht das Geschrei von den Vögeln nimmer an, und unsere Nasen riecht nicht einmal ein Schönerberl mehr, geschweige denn ein Hai oder ein Walfisch. Nach einer Sintflut sind wir alle miteinander, samt der höchsten Berg, das Saufen.
The poem I would like to read you today is taken from this book, which is called Kaleidoscope. It contains French poetry of our days, recently translated into Slovenian. The poem I would like to read you is called Today, Aujourd'hui, and was written by Fabienne Sviatli, a French poetess now living in Lyon. I like very much this poem, which talks about the poetry of our daily life, and her work is very connected also to photography and plays with the beauty of French language. Aujourd'hui, Fabienne Sviatli. Aujourd'hui, j'ai écrit bonjour sur un cahier. Il n'a pas répondu. Aujourd'hui, j'ai noté le mot pluie et il n'a pas traversé la page. Aujourd'hui, j'ai gommé un nuage sans faire apparaître le soleil. Aujourd'hui, j'ai conjugué le verbe tomber et tu as relevé une faute. Aujourd'hui, j'ai laissé déguerpir un tas de mots sans gagner en liberté de parole. Aujourd'hui, j'ai aligné 3 petits points pour que file ma tristesse. Aujourd'hui, j'ai replié le début d'une phrase pour échapper au point final. Aujourd'hui, j'ai ouvert une parenthèse et tu n'as rien glissé à l'intérieur. Aujourd'hui, j'ai sauté plusieurs lignes sans tomber de la page. Aujourd'hui, j'ai effacé le mot peur d'une phrase qui ne voulait plus avancer. Aujourd'hui, j'ai retiré son accent tragique au mot abîme pour l'installer sur une île. Aujourd'hui, j'ai posé un rêve sur ma table et tu l'as rangé dans ton agenda. Aujourd'hui, j'ai écrit le mot nuit, même s'il est trop court pour contenir un lever de lune. Aujourd'hui, j'ai raturé tous les verbes du passé pour me conjuguer au présent. Aujourd'hui, j'ai accordé tout mon être avec un sujet plus que singulier. Aujourd'hui, j'ai tracé une ligne d'eau pour que tu me rejoignes à la nage.
I chose this poem for a very simple reason. Actually, it's my favorite poem. Also, I think that in these times when we are all mainly at home, it's a very beautiful way to remember our home countries wherever we are. Radnóti Miklós, nem tudhatom. Nem tudhatom, hogy másnak-e tájék mit jelent. Nekem szülőhazám itt a lángoktól ölelt kis ország, messzeringó gyerekkorom világa. Belőle nőttem én, mint fatörzsből gyönge ága, s remélem testem is majd e földbe süpped el. Itthon vagyok. S ha néha lábamhoz térdepel egy-egy bokor, nevét is, virágát is tudom. Tudom, hogy merre mennek, kik mennek az úton, és tudom, hogy mit jelenthet egy nyári alkonyon a házfalakról csorgó vöröslő fájdalom. Ki gépen száll fölébe, annak térképet állj, és nem tudja, hol lakott itt Vörös Marti Mihály. Annak mit rejt a térkép? Gyárat, s vad laktanyát, de nékem szöcskét, ökröt, tornyot, szelíd tanyát. Az gyárat lát a látcsőn és szántóföldeket, míg én a dolgozót is, ki dolgáért remeg. Erdőt, füttyös gyümölcsöst, szőlőt és sírokat, a sírok közt anyókát, ki halkan sírogat. És mi föntről pusztítandó vasút vagy gyárüzem, az bakterház, s a bakter előtte áll, s üzen, piros zászló kezében, körötte sok gyerek, s a gyárak udvarában komondor emberek. És ott a park, a régi szerelmek lábnyoma, a csókok íze számban, hol méz, hol áfonya, s az iskolába menvén, a járda peremén, hogy ne feleljek, aznap egy kőre léptem én. Ím, itt te kő, de föntről e kő se látható. Nincs műszer, mellyel mindez jól megmutatható. Hisz bűnösök vagyunk mi, akár a többi nép. Tudjuk, miben vétkeztünk, mikor, hol és miképp. de élnek dolgozók itt, költők is bűntelen, és csecsopók, akikben megnő az értelem, világít bennük, őrzik sötét pincékbe bújva, míg jelt nem ír hazánkra újból a béke ujja. S folytott szavunkra majdan friss szóval ők felelnek. Nagy szárnyadat borítsd ránk, virrasztó éji felnek.
A warm hello from the Italian Cultural Institute in Ljubljana. And thanks to EUNIC Slovenia and Vodnikova for organizing the second edition of a literary walk through Europe. This is an excellent way of celebrating the European Day through literature. I am recording this message during the days of sanitary emergency and partial lockdown in Slovenia due to the coronavirus emergency. Maybe it will take some time before returning to the organization of cultural events as we know them. But it's important that we are here, thinking of different ways of experiencing cultural activity, and in this specific case, promoting reading. In this context, I would like to stress the relevance of poetry. This is not the place and time to try to define poetry. But maybe we can agree that poetry is an excellent form for expressing complex, impalpable feelings, such as the ones that we are experiencing in these days. So now, with a little help from our friend Silvia Viviani, Italian actress living and working in Slovenia, we would like to propose you two short Italian contemporary poems. The first one is by Attilio Bertolucci. Born in 1911 and died in the year 2000, Bertolucci was quite a unique figure in the landscape of Italian poetry of the 20th century. Very much involved in the literary debate, friend of intellectuals like Pierpaolo Pasolini, and father of famous filmmakers such as Bernardo and Giuseppe Bertolucci, Attilio Bertolucci was nonetheless a very original author. In years in which the main trend in poetry was focused on literary experimentation, and linguistic experiments, on the other hand, Bertolucci was looking at a message of extreme clarity. His poetry had quite a narrative quality, which is really clear reading his literary output. And now you will listen to one short poem titled Milano. This wants to be an homage to the city of Milan, one of the most affected by the coronavirus epidemic. And this is a small idyll, a sketch in which we see a rainy, strange, suspended day ending, quite metaphorically, in a wake of hope. So, Milano by Attilio Bertolucci.
Milano. Tutto il giorno la pioggia grigia e brevi, schiarite tutto il giorno questa attesa. Nella cara città del nord di tante, sconosciute esistenze come foglie, intorno a me stormenti. Lontano, sotto un cielo più chiaro, la campagna già estiva si addormenta al nascosto cucù. Ma già voci familiari aprono la sera, rossa di nubi indugiano le ore, in una quieta veglia di speranza. Tenero inferno, addio, ecco già fugge l'incanto dei tuoi lastrici anneriti, che il sole obliquo indolorerà, tramontando, nell'unanime moto della folla.
And now we would like to close the Italian section with the second poem. In 2018, Villainizza International Literary Festival published an anthology of contemporary Italian poetry. Un filo di seta, Svilena knit in the Slovenian translation. This title could be translated in English as silk thread. And this was quite an important literary event, since previously the only opportunity of reading a selection of Italian contemporary poets in Slovenian language was the anthology curated by Giacinto Spagnoletti and Cyril Zlobec in 1968. So this new book, curated by Franco Buffoni, while all the translations are curated and supervised by Veronica Simoniti, well, this book comes 50 years after the previous anthology. From the newest anthology, we selected a poem by Giuseppe Conte. Conte is a prose and theatrical writer too, but is known in Italy mainly for his poetry. After his first books, with a more experimental poetry, he reached his own lyrical vision, a vision in which he focuses on the world around us, on nature, and he tries to recapture the persistence of a sacred element in our culture, the persistence of myth. In fact, Conte was one of the founders of the literary movement mythomodernism. So now we will hear from the voice of Silvia Viviani the poem I'm Here Sitting on a Carpet, which in my opinion is astoundingly beautiful. Here the poet sees new roses opening up, while other ones are falling, are dying. And this, to me, looks like a silent prayer in springtime, a silent prayer in difficult times, ending, closing with a message of brotherhood, which is perfect for these difficult days, and even more so on the occasion on the European Day. So, Silvia Viviani reading I'm Here Sitting on a Carpet.
Sono qui, seduto su un tappeto. Sono qui, seduto su un tappeto di foglie e fiori di primavera. E il mio silenzio è una preghiera. Ed ho come la coppa e il vino. Se la mia amata fosse vicino, se la sua bocca lucente fosse qui, il profumo dei suoi baci è più dolce del gelsomino. Dicono che sono saggio, perché conosco tutte le parole di Dio. E so che il suo volto non si vede, ma a tutti i rosetti concede la sua porpora e il suo fuoco. Ma io sono saggio perché bevo, gioco, canto, mentre il tempo ci rapina. Quante rose si apriranno stamattina, quante ne cadranno domani, o sotto le raffiche degli uragani avvizziranno. Il tempo ci affratella, noi che ci muoviamo sotto lo stesso cielo. Non è la stessa per noi tutti, quella luna, che sembra una melagrana, staccata lentamente dal suo ramo. Ma io sono saggio, perché amo.
Hello everybody, happy Schumann Day, happy Europe Day. My name is Martin Ramon and I am the Deputy Head of Mission of the Spanish Embassy here in Ljubljana. We would like to thank EUNIC for the chance to participate in this project. And our contribution to this project will be the perusal of a poem by a Spanish poet, Jorge Guillén. Jorge Guillén, a very prominent member of a very famous generation of 1927 Spanish poets, alongside other famous poets like Federico García Lorca or Rafael Alberti or different Italians. Jorge Guillén is a poet that I really appreciate in as much as he's really solid. He talks about concrete things. He is very straightforward, and he's also very optimistic and linked to nature. So the poem we're going to read today is about breathing, about the symbolic and physical act of breathing. And of course it is a metaphor of life itself, but I think in these times of coronavirus, it is particularly topical that we are able to claim the value of breathing, the intrinsic value of something as elementary as breathing. De Jorge Guillén, mientras el aire es nuestro. Respiro. Y el aire en mis pulmones ya es saber, ya es amor, ya es alegría. Alegría entrañada que no se me revela, sino como un apego jamás interrumpido de tan elemental a la gran sucesión de los instantes en que voy respirando, abrazándome a un poco de la aireada claridad enorme. Vivir, vivir, raptar, de vida a ritmo, todo este mundo que me exhibe el aire, ese Dios sabe cómo preexistente más allá, que a la meseta de los tiempos alza sus dones para mí, porque respiro. Respiro preexistente más allá, que a la meseta de los tiempos alza sus dones para mí, porque respiro. Respiro instante a instante, en contacto acertado con esa realidad que me sostiene, me encumbra, y a través de estupendos equilibrios me supera, me asombra, se me impone. Adiós, hasta la vista.
Čim bolj uspešen dan Evrope vam želim. Sem Dragan Barbotovski, direktor British Council v Sloveniji. On behalf of British Council in Slovenia, I wish you a happy Europe Day, which is an opportunity to reflect on the diversity of European languages and cultures. As part of this literary walk across Europe, I want to present to you a very special international poetry project that came out of Manchester. Right Where We Are Now has been launched by leading poet Carol Ann Duffy and the Manchester Writing School. It brings together some of the most creative minds of our generation in a growing online anthology of poetry that reflects our journeys through these challenging and troubling times. Carol Ann Duffy has invited renowned and emerging poets from across the globe to reflect on the coronavirus pandemic. Each work reflects the writer's own personal experience with COVID-19. Carol Ann Duffy, who was UK Poet Laureate from 2009 to 2019, has herself contributed several new poems, including two that I will read as part of today's literary walk. Right Where We Are Now will form part of a combined response from the literature sector, coordinated by Manchester City of Literature. Hands written by Carol Ann Duffy in Manchester on the 26th of March 2020. We clap at the darkness. I hearken for the sound of my daughter's small hands, but she is miles away, though I can see her hands when I put my head in my own. O, written by Caroline Duffy in Manchester on the 12th of March 2020. Clever, funny, young, you gaze at a paracetamol moon and wish we'd all be immunized by looking up.